Oh, first of all, I don't say that. I don't say crazy things in the first.
Welcome, welcome. As we adjust our camera sets,
I don't say that. I don't say crazy.
views from the 22 live on the scene. We here. True Man False World reporting live. Historian, First Lady. Others may join. We will see what happens. But until then, we gotta, show gotta go on, man. You know, gotta show you the Carfax. Carfax. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
I think
I
we
feel
trying to
good.
wake up
Yeah, definitely.
for the
I
most part.
mean,
I think that's what it is with us. We trying to wake up.
I feel it. I feel it. So we're trying to wake up a little
Okay.
bit. We're trying to adjust cameras. I'm gonna try to adjust my camera. Yeah, I'm talking like the people from Shotters. Yeah, I am. So what?
Mm.
Yeah,
Just trying to make sure we get our people tagged out here on the social media platform.
listen.
They catch us live and direct with production on shit. We don't give a fuck.
You're right.
Yeah, we move, man.
So we got a big week of college football, y'all. We got a big week of college football. Like this is how big this week of college football is. When is the last time we've ever gotten Alabama and Georgia before Thanksgiving?
It was
2008.
2021. It was 2021 or 2020, 2020 or 2021. One
They
of the
did
two.
do it. They did. That's when they beat the hell out of Georgia that time.
Yeah, we did. It was
And they
42,
beat the hell
24.
out of them. And they beat the hell out of them in 2008. That was a Saturday night game. Georgia was number
Yep.
one. Bama came in like number eight, and by the
Hmm.
time Monday morning rolled around, Bama was number one.
Yep.
I remember that because that's the one Georgia came in with all the black. They blacked it out, and Bama went up 31 nothing at half.
Hmm.
That's the freshman year of Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, AJ Green. They called me
Yep.
the historian for a reason, Chief. I do this
Absolutely.
shit.
So, with those things being said, and with that being taken into account, right? Here's the beautiful thing about all of that. This is not a SEC championship game. This game has almost little to no bearing on if either of these teams will be in the playoff either. This is just an honest,
Good game.
I see you fellow game.
I feel like no matter what, both of these teams gonna still be in the playoffs. So it's really like it's just
Well,
what it
here's the
is.
thing. Losing to a top four team in
Doesn't
week
really affect.
4
Yeah.
with a 12 team playoff format, in the words of Ham, shouldn't affect shit.
Hmm.
We should have fun with it.
This
Like,
is
we
SEC.
should be so appreciative of the 12 team format because of games like this. And then 2 weeks from now, we get Ohio State traveling all the way to Oregon. We get Penn State going all the way to going back to Cali. Last time them folks was in Cali, they was in the Rose Bowl. You know what I'm talking about? They going to the Rose
Oh,
Bowl without
right.
being in the Rose Bowl. Hey man, we listen. This new college format. I say, what a time to be alive. Say, what a time to be alive. For all my drinkers out there, even though they not like us, they not. Oh, sorry. Which one of you jabronis want to see Compton? So here's the beautiful thing about like this week in general. We got a couple marquee matchups. We got a couple matchups we're gonna keep our eyes on. We're gonna focus on the big time stuff for the week. But we're gonna start somewhere else because we like to start with the SHIT. So NIL money. They say all money ain't good money, or good money is not all money. But we got some schools that's already being and they're not doing what they said they were supposed to do, not taking care of their business at the beginning so it can help them later. And we got some kids that are saying, hey, I've done my part. You're not doing your part. So, Ham, I'm actually going to let you introduce it because you didn't watch Jay Billis. And Jay Billis made a great point that I think everybody would like to hear. And I like when somebody makes a great take, I like to give them their flowers for their great takes because I ain't got to take nobody else's words.
Right. First off, for the last, I'd say 15, 20 years, he's been one of the main people in media that has championed the idea of players receiving some form of compensation. And his motto the whole time has been, look, it's to the schools, like, look, you don't have to be the one to pay. Just don't make it illegal. Just make it legal for them to be able to, whether it's a local business that wants to, have them do an endorsement deal or whatever, let it go. So that's cool. But he's like, now that you have it, it's like the NCAA wants to control. They don't want to control nobody else's money. The coaches' money, administrators, athletic directors, the school chancellors, presidents. You don't control none of these people's money, but you just want to have your hand in the athlete's money. And now they probably need to have some form of like control of it, or otherwise you're gonna have what you had happen with the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. So your starting quarterback who, started the first 4 games, he says that he was pretty much promised $100,000. He ain't got his $100,000, and then he told him if I ain't gonna get that $100,000, I'm gonna bounce. And earlier this week, he bounced. He actually pulled the move that we like to call the 94 feet of life when those top prospects, whether it's a freshman, junior, sophomore, whoever, when they get eliminated from the NCAA tournament, we like to say, call the registrar. We're going to withdraw from our classes. So my man withdrew from classes in September. Man, let's put that in perspective for a second. I don't know what that record was, 3-1-4, 0-2-2, whatever the case. My man got to the end of September and said, man, y'all ain't put this shit in my bank account. My PayPal ain't been hit. My Cash App is dry. Y'all ain't hollered at Wayne Newton. Y'all ain't hollered at Tom Jones. Y'all ain't hollered at Excalibur Hotel, MGM Garden Grand Casino, any of them fights that hold big fights, any of that shit. Y'all need to come up. It's Vegas, man. Yep. If y'all had to get fictional with it and go call Sam H. Brodsky and make this happen. Y'all could have made it. You didn't. Y'all could have dug. Jared Tarkanian is rolling over his grave right now. What's going on with the Battle of Las Vegas? Because Jared Tarkanian, he would have had the bag for his dude. That's just the way it works. Y'all lose y'all quarterback.
They was 3-0 too.
3-3, see? Got them rocking and rolling. They probably ain't been 3-0 in Vegas since Randall Cunningham was out there. If they was even 3-0 at that. That was a long time ago, too. So.
Get your hand out my pocket, man. That's where we at.
For real.
Hey, man. This is what I think is funny about this, right? The fact that he had that much power. Kanye said it best. No one man should have all that power. Clock is ticking. I just count the hours. He said, this man's spitting because I'm counting the hours until this money hit. If it don't hit, we must have quit. He got up through. Like, listen, y'all got to stop doing this stuff to people. Hey, listen, if when it's time to pay, it's time to pay. It's time to pay. You got to put the money in the bank account. You got to put the money in their hand, man. the money in their hands, Stan. You could have called Floyd Mayweather and said, "Hey, let me borrow 100K." You know what I'm saying? Let me borrow 100K just putting this man back
Mark
there.
Davis, somebody, you know.
I mean, you could have called Max Crosby. Say, "Hey, listen,
You really could have.
you,
Could call Max Crosby. Don't call Agent
Devontae
Wilson.
Adams."
Don't call Agent Wilson. She busy right now. Don't call
Yeah,
EA.
no, listen, no, don't call her anyway, because no. Anyway, we'll talk about
True
Asia. No,
that. True that.
yeah, don't leave her
True
alone.
that.
Leave her alone. Leave my black queen alone. Um, Now, with that being said, I would like for us to let this be an example set for if all these young athletes out there, if these schools don't do what you want them to do, leave them. Because without you enrolling, without you playing football for them, without you signing up for their academic program, guess what? Eventually, what happens? That school has to go and has to say, well, man, we're not getting that. We're not getting the people no more. And that's what it turns down. That's what it, for me is really, really simple. If y'all don't like these schools, make sure that y'all don't go. Don't go. A
You know
trade
why you
school,
got to do
a
that?
trade school program, just to give a little insight to the people out there, a trade school program has to graduate people at a 70% rate in most situations in order for it to even stay open. These major universities are graduating kids at a 40% clip and they are still open. And I think that's criminal.
And you know why that's criminal, but why the student athletes have to take their stand? Because they still gonna try to be in business anyway. And their business that
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to make it seem like it's amateur, it's sports. How is it amateur though when you motherfuckers is making millions upon millions upon billions every year?
The athletic programs just in college football for places like Alabama and Ohio State make enough money to sponsor the school year for every other sport damn near in their respective college.
And to be honest with you, true, that's just from TV money sometimes.
Yep.
That TV money rolling in like 45, 50, 55, 60 million now. We getting up there. 10 years ago, SEC schools, when the SEC network first launched, they were getting around 40 million per school just from the
Mm-hmm.
network annually from football, not from everything else, just from football annual, 40 plus. Whether they was 12-0 and gone to the BCS title game or the eventual playoff, or they was 2-12, or they was rolling like Vanderbilt around each other. 40 plus on
Yeah,
that
because
side just for
Vandy,
football.
we don't use Vandy for shit, and they still get money. We don't use them for a
Yeah,
goddamn thing.
yeah. The only private school in the conference.
We just use them for the GPA because they don't contribute
But
nothing
they're
else.
like a charter member. And they're like a charter member. And they're
Mm-hmm.
also the only school in the conference in a major metropolitan city.
Mm-hmm.
But they're the
Yep.
private school. And they pretty
So,
much well, they try to change the narrative about that shit with them too. They're like, y'all got us fucked up.
but with those things being said, this is another classic instance of we just looking at a scenario right now, though, y'all, where we're literally sitting here looking at where the landscape has, well, like how the college landscape has transitioned and is changing, and it's changing from how much traveling that they're doing. It's changing from how much money now that the kids are able to make themselves. So why not start making those changes as well when we talk about this? And we're just gonna throw in this one thing about HBCUs and everything else. If these kids ever decide to start to click up, as they say, and they start to say, hey, you know what? You the number one recruit in the nation. You the left tackle. I'm the quarterback. Let's go find us one dude who want to be the running back. Let's go find us a dude who want to play receiver. Let's go find us a dude who
Don't
want to
have
play
to.
outside. And let's say, hey, we want to go play for, hey, coach, we ready. We want to come play for XYZ. That's how we're going to see the college football landscape change next. Because I'm not saying they're not smart enough, but once we get smarter in the process and we start saying we're going to come together as a group instead of coming as individuals, that's going to be better for their stock too. And that's also going to be better for their NIL money, because now it's going to be 6 top brand athletes coming at you at one time in the marquee positions. And that's the thing that's going to make the biggest change for me in college football next. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add to that?
We can go all day on this conversation because it's in the middle of evolution. Just as you were saying, as you saying that, I'm like, that ain't far away from happening. That's probably going to happen within the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Somewhere within there, where you had that package of, it was a skill group with a couple of linemen, like you said, and it probably, you might end up getting a group where it's like 10 to 12 of them that's representing on both sides of the football. They've already done it in basketball and done it with success. It's been packages, and Duke's last national championship in basketball was pretty much a group package. When Zion and that crew was together, that was a group package. All of them came together and like, we're going to go here. Although they had some steering because they were Nike kids and the Nike, under the Nike, from the summertime and everything. But also in this same thing, that's going to also make a play in the football too. When it's Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, the shoe game is going to spread that out even more because now you got an unlimited amount of resources that can be had that can keep kids on campus. It's the same effect of where they ain't got to be in the rush to get to play on Sundays no more because they making good bread on Saturdays just by staying there, going to class, doing other shit. And then if they don't make Saturday, they can make enough money. I mean, Sundays, they can make enough bank for playing on Saturdays where they can steer their career, even if they don't play on Sunday. They still straight. So it's a whole different, it's changing the dynamic all the way across the board in ways that we
So, Tanya, you got anything you want to add to that before I say anything?
I don't.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that because that's where we are when it comes down to it. I don't think that we're gonna ever get to the stage where we're sitting here and we're playing, we're taking the game and doing things the same way that we did before. I think we're in the middle of the evolution process, like you said, but I think the biggest part of evolution now is going to be, hey, how do we get to the click aspect of this? How do we get to the, hey, what is fair across the board for all 12, all 10 of these guys to get for us to be able to get this the team?
We got one of them heavyweights like that in Memphis that can make it happen. Fred Smith, man, Arkansas got that kind of heavyweight that can make it happen. They got Walmart. It said, what's Walmart people name? The Walton Town. Got those type of like corporations really can put together those package deals, especially when you talk about it with football. It was saying 10, 12 dudes all coming together to play for this one school, but this one school got this kind of power behind it. You know what I'm saying? Just from the donor step. Alabama, they got that. You know what I'm saying? The South know how to cheat, Jerv. So it's like, it's not cheating no more.
We do.
If you remember from that SMU documentary with Eric Nicholson, that was the whole thing. They know how to cheat in Texas better than anybody. And that was their whole thing. We go out cheat Texas. We go out cheat Texas A&M. We go out get Baylor. We go get everybody that's down there just so we can compete. And it costs the people damn near the death penalty. But now it ain't like that no more. You know, you got those kind of consequences. So it's
I'm gonna give you something funny. You said Nike, right? The first team then that should accomplish it should be Oregon.
Right. You know who else? You know who else has a strong Nike presence in their city? Memphis, Tennessee. We got 3 hubs of Nike. It's just like that. You know what I'm saying? But you're right with Oregon. I mean, that's still a nice school.
But because you're talking about they already have the jerseys, they already got the merch.
Yeah,
You got, I mean,
this is all
the
about
best
her.
merch in the
In
country
college football, absolutely.
Yeah,
is the
It's
Oregon
Oregon.
Ducks. Them folks
yeah,
come out every week looking good. They don't be looking good. They be
Mhm.
yeah.
looking good. I look fly. I look good every
I
week,
think at one point they had over 115 uniform combinations, from
bro.
helmets
Mhm.
to jerseys, pads, socks,
Damn,
gloves,
damn,
everything.
damn. Them folks be looking so. Them folks be casket sharp.
The all black gonna always be my favorite.
Listen, that all black is crazy. That all
All
black is
black is gonna
crazy.
always be my
Oh my
favorite.
god. Ooh. Hey, listen.
Even they visors get different.
Mm.
I need to hear. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hey, listen. In basketball, we can talk about in basketball all the time, and I like to just broaden because basketball jerseys be hard. I like remember when Miami had the all white ones and the all black ones, the blackout and the whiteout junks that they
Mhm.
had when
Yeah,
the Heatles
yeah.
first got together, that thing.
Right,
Bro,
right, right.
Oregon topped them folks with they black on black. That black on black came out
Black
with
on
Oregon.
black.
I say, yo, what are we doing? What are we doing? Can somebody help us? Can somebody get some uniform for somebody else?
Yeah, I said they plug is the alma mater.
Listen,
Yeah.
and not to make it worse. If we make this even worse though, because then you go from there. Even they home green junks look good.
Yeah,
Them folks be out there,
yeah.
man. Folks be out there looking like the Green Power Ranger or
I like
something.
the white ones too, though. I ain't gonna lie, I like the white ones too.
Man, listen, I ain't seen Oregon with a bad
They
jersey
don't
yet.
miss. I ain't seen the combination they miss with yet.
Me either.
And then the sad part is they can mix and match the pad things with each
Yeah,
and every jersey. Man, listen,
yeah.
Oregon, if you listening to me, if you listening to this program, we are trying to get y'all a national championship. Y'all better go with that NIL money and say, listen, don't nobody dress better than us. And if y'all come and play for us, won't nobody play better than us. I'm telling you, that better
I'm
be
gonna be
y'all thing.
real with y'all, Lord. Y'all got 3 sports y'all can do this in. Because the basketball ride gonna sell because y'all got a hell of a coach out there right now, Dana Altman. He gonna get it done. Give him the time. He's been to a Final Four already. He went Oregon. He taken them to the Final Four. That was in 2017. And then you put that on the baseball side. You had them dudes showing up in Nebraska every year in Omaha at the College World Series. I can't turn that shit out, man.
Listen,
Like all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's so many possibilities that opens up with that. That really makes the whole thing fun. But like I said, now we could do a whole hour on this
Hmm.
because it's like we
like,
ain't never seen levels of this before.
cause you talking merch, guns, and butter.
Exactly.
Like what
Exactly.
like you got the whole kit and caboodle right there behind you. You got the merch, you got to go along with the money. If I could
Did
I
you
can lace
see?
you in the
Did you
hottest
see
thread
last week?
and put a couple of dollars in your pocket, get your cash out.
Did, did you see last week where Reggie Bush them is suing the Pac-12 for the lost revenue for his likeness from when they stripped his eye? He's
Yep.
like, I need all that back.
Yep.
Yep.
I
And he
need
do.
all that back.
He
I
need it
tell
all
them.
back.
He
He
need
need it
all his
all back.
listen, that man coming for reparations, man. I like it. I
I
like
love
it. You
it.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
Hey,
love
can
it.
I
I love
please
it.
get my money back? Hey.
Pay the man.
Reggie said he need that rebate, T.
Yep, that's what he need. Yep. Uh-huh. I need it all.
Pay that
Every last
man.
Need
Pay
dime.
that
all
man.
that.
Yep. So now we're gonna get into the games. But as you see, like all of this stuff that college football encompasses is why we love the game. It's why we love every week of it. Football is a sport that even though it's the shortest of the year, the shortest out of all of the major sports, it brings in so much money and so much revenue because each week takes on its own life. And the week starts when the next week ends. Basketball is just, game. You got a game, then you got a couple more. You got because it just keeps moving. And it don't slow down and become a focal point until later in the season. Baseball don't become a bigger part of until the hunt for October. So as soon as we start seeing the leaves and things like that start to change colors. So, but at the same time, we got we coming up now on Breast Cancer Awareness Month next month. It's a whole month of swagged out merch coming for the NFL that we'll talk about on the Views on the 22 show as well. Ham gonna be on the show for that too. We're gonna talk about how fire them pink some of that pink junk stuff be too.
No, it'd be fire. It'd be fire. And I don't even like pink.
Listen,
I wear what's crazy about that? It's impacted to the point to where you even see it on the Little League kid. During October, everything's pinked out. They even got the custom jerseys pink for October and everything. I mean, they've been doing it for a while too, but it's just like everybody took their trend off. You know what I'm saying? It's cool that they did that, because for basketball, it's February. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing in February with hoops.
Yep. Again, man, this is how influential these games are that we love. So, Tanya, I'm going to pass it over to you. Let's start with the first game. Obviously, the main entree is the main entree. We're going to talk about that last. What's the first game what's the first game telling people to watch out for?
Kentucky and Ole Miss at 12 noon Eastern.
All right. Kentucky, Ole Miss. Ole Miss has always been a thorn in Alabama and anybody's side because them folks can score. Them folks score points. It don't matter who the quarterback is, they find somebody. It don't matter who the wide receivers is, they find them too. Even though they at one point had DK Metcalf and AJ Brown on the same team, which I don't even understand how that was. That's crazy. That's crazy work. Crazy work. Ole Miss's problem is always defense. Kentucky, on the other hand, what I really like about this program is what they do defensively. They have built in Lexington a very, very, very solid side of the ball where they are able to control a lot of things, the tempo of the game. They can control some of these prolific passers. But most importantly, that performance that they put on against Georgia a few weeks ago was a great one. I mean, we got a couple plays in that game where that defense turned them over in some key situations that ended up getting called back that would have broke the game open.
Yep. They played Georgia very well.
I mean, a 13-12 victory is not nothing that you just turn your nose up to. That spread for that game, guys, was like 17.5. For them to win by 1 the way they did, and they should have probably lost. I don't know, man. That's an interesting team, man. So, I really, 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 for all my gamblers out there, I like Kentucky against any spread for the most part. That's not too crazy. 5.5 points, I think, was the spread, if I'm not mistaken. It might have changed by now. It could have, because I looked at some of this last night or this morning when I got off work. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, because my late pars start early. I like to catch the before and after.
I hate him. Oh, I hate him so much right now.
Term late par, baby, late par.
I hate him so much. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game.
So, Ham, were you able to catch majority of that game? And what's some things that you really liked that you see? Because obviously, again, it ain't just about what I think; it's about what y'all think too. So, what were some things that you enjoyed about that particular game?
Which game we talking about? A particular game?
The
Which one was
Georgia,
this one?
Kentucky.
Kentucky and Georgia.
Okay. They, for whatever reason, this has probably been since I say Rich Brooks was there. Y'all remember the year when they had Andre Woodson and all of them, and they were making that run? That was like '07, '08 during
Mm-hmm.
that period. Going forward, it seemed like they started to have an identity with Kentucky football. I don't know where that identity really was, but it was like at some point we gonna get up and we gonna start challenging these cats. Whether it's LSU, whether it's Georgia, whether it's whoever. They
Mm-hmm.
snuck a couple big wins in there from that time frame. We're talking like over the last 15, 17 years. When I watched that Georgia game, that's what that kind of reminded me back of. It took me back to that Rich Brooks act when they was
Mm-hmm.
dog fighting and getting in. Randall Cobb was still on the team then. Danny Trevathan was still on the team then. Trevon Linden was still on the team then. They were nice. They had a lot of dudes that ended up playing on Sunday. Jeremy John was on the team there. I had to mention the Memphis kid. He was around this way too. When I watched that game that day, that's what it immediately took me back to. Just from that standpoint of like, that's the Kentucky that I remember being competitive and getting after it. And you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then with Georgia, for the last 3, 4 years, they've taken everybody's best shot. So they standing in the pocket and they taking that shot. They finding ways to win, escape if they have to. Even if they escape, it's not going to necessarily hurt them like they're too bad in the poll for the simple fact, okay, they'll drop a spot. But again, they've been taking everybody's best shot. And up until last December, they had won, 35 in a row? Some ignorant shit like that.
Them folks hadn't lost since
Not at
September.
all.
Listen, Cam. This is about to be messed up. Them folks hadn't lost since December 4th, 2021.
2021. Mm-hmm.
And I know that because they lost on my birthday. And Jameson Williams went crazy on them people.
That's the one he went crazy, and then they got him back 3 weeks later, right?
Because he got hurt. He got out.
Yep.
He got
hurt in the third quarter.
That's after he got hurt. He got hurt.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's crazy.
It's
time
a
frame.
Microcosm. Yeah. But I think when we go back to the Kentucky side, it's a microcosm for Georgia as well. They taking everybody's shot over the time frame, and just not to steer away from Ole Miss and Kentucky, but even going back to Georgia, the later game, which I will go touch on a little bit, the main event. Now they got to go back and go on the road and do this again. If you're looking at it from the Georgia standpoint, but bringing it back to Oxford, smoke weed, talk shit like Lane Kiffin, 16-point favorites at the crib. They in the groove right now, party. They're going to kick the shit out of Kentucky, man. Ole Miss by 3 scores today. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. But I just like Ole Miss. Anytime you get Ole Miss and they wear the racially oppressive blue uniforms at the crib, and light blue jerseys. For whatever reason, under Lane Kiffin, they play well with them joints on, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe because Lane got the state flag changed. Him and Mike B. Shout out to Coach Meeks too. They got the state flag changed, so he got a little relief. He can wear the racially offensive stuff,
Oh.
Hey man, that man, we gonna call them the Paul Revere's. The bridges are coming.
That's the bridges because Archie Manning used to wear those. Go back and watch the Book of Manning and see that footage of Archie Manning. And they're like, this is some real racially oppressive footage, man.
It is. It really is.
Oh my God.
And you can't tell me you can't just feel the oppression just coming through the screen.
You can. You can absolutely.
You feel tighten around you.
Yo.
Especially being from down here.
Especially from the South.
Especially being from down here. You can tell. You can tell.
Hey yo. Only Ham, bro. Like this. Oh, this is...
They definitely wore white robes. They definitely wore white robes.
Oh my God. With the little wig piece on.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah,
They definitely
yeah.
did.
Oh man.
Mhm.
See, you can't have Colonel Reb around
Oh,
and rock them. That's too not in
oh, that,
2024. That ain't gonna work.
listen. Damn, bro, you got me over here.
Just saying, man. You know that shit ain't gonna work.
uh,
Yep.
I'm gonna take Kentucky with the points today because I'm a gambling man. But I'm gonna tell you this. Ole Miss, if it gets ugly, it gets ugly because that they put up points. They don't it's not like it's not no like that's the Baylor in the SEC. That's the Baylor of the SEC. They gonna have
52 and a
receivers and
half
they
is
gonna put up
over
some.
under, girl. 52 and a
Yeah.
half is over under. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Hey, you said 52,
They might put up
52.
52 and a half themselves.
So yeah, but I'm if we take it outright, Victor, give me of course Ole Miss. I got to take Ole Miss for the game. Tanya,
As somebody that we beat Ole Miss on a regular, but we got to score like 70 points when we do. So I'm gonna take Ole Miss on this one. I like Kentucky's defense, but I don't know. Ole Miss scores right at the gate. That first possession gonna be a touchdown. So I don't know if it's gonna even be close. I really don't. I can't. I don't think it's gonna be.
Kentucky, I'm rooting for the defense. I'm rooting for the defense. It's the defensive shit, baby. It's the defensive shit. Oh man,
I
put
don't
up
think
the
it's gonna be
defense.
close.
Put up hey, raise your defense. And we ain't talking about the word with the D in the fence. Hey yo, hey, if that's what they gonna do, they gonna put up the defense word. That's about all we're gonna see
Man.
today. They'll put a defense. Oh my God. Woo. First and 10 from the 25. 75-yard touchdown.
That's
Oh,
it. That's how that shit go. That's how
oh.
they go.
Next game, Tanya. Next game, Lord.
At this point, I don't even know. A game that we discussed was Colorado UCF, but there's also a couple of that I think would be pretty decent, and that's Wisconsin and USC and Louisville and Notre Dame.
Okay. Let's do Louisville Notre Dame because that's
Okay.
15 and 16.
Yeah.
All right. Notre Dame, you lost to Northern Illinois in a very, very interesting fashion. You come back last week. Last week, you come back in that next couple of weeks, and you collectively in your program style, you rebuilding, and things like that. So you got your one loss. Obviously, it's not where you want it to be, but it's okay. It's okay. We play it's a long season now, right? So
Uh-huh.
here's the thing that for Notre Dame, defensively, I'm not worried about what they do defensively. I feel like defensively they have an identity, right? My biggest problem with Notre Dame is offensively, what is their identity? Are we going to be a team that's going to run the ball and be smash mouth? Are we a team that is going to be are we a team that is going to make timely passes and run the ball like we said, like I just said, or are we a team that is going to put the ball in our quarterback's hands and allow the quarterback to be the guy who drives the proverbial ship? To me, I don't think they have the quarterback for that. I think we have to turn this into if Notre Dame is going to be successful with this team that they have, it's about winning in the mud. It's not about anything else. You should not be a team that should ever not come out muddy when you play against them because they don't have the resources right now for them to be an explosive offense. All right, I'm gonna start with you, Tanya. What are some things for you that you would like to discuss? And if you don't want to discuss Notre Dame, that's fine too. You go to Louisville.
No, I'm not a fan of Notre Dame, but I like the coach. Hey, coach. But yeah, I'm not Notre Dame. After watching that, if you remember, see that whole convicts, I watched it the other day, so I really got a problem with Notre Dame right now. So give me Louisville. I don't. I
Well,
watched that
hey,
shit all over again. Ham got mad. I don't want to see it. It pissed me off.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, this would be my first time seeing Louisville. I'm actually
Hmm.
tuned in
Yeah, I haven't seen
since
them
it'll
either.
be on Peacock out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, but I see they 3-0, and they'll probably be battling the U for their top spot in the ACC. Said, well, we kind of shitted on Clemson a few weeks ago, but Clemson kind of said like, "Oh no, we ain't going yet, dog. Fuck that, y'all done. I don't believe it. We'll
They
get to
said
y'all
that too. They
later.
were like, "Is Clemson all the way back?" I said, the answer is no.
Yeah, if we feel y'all worthy, we'll get to y'all later. Notre Dame, Jeremy, I think you hit everything spot on in regards to that. Their identity, defensively, they got some dogs over there. Urlacher's boy, I don't like Brian Urlacher. I like his son though. His son's
Hmm.
gay. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Clark's kids over there too. But
Hmm.
just the struggles for Marcus Freeman to, I won't say struggles, I say the trials of getting that full identity of his team all together on both
Mhm.
sides, well, all three phases of the football. He's still 3-1 right now. Going into it, he got a good one at the crib today that can help him keep him in the hunt because he's not in a conference. So he got to really take care of schedule business to get to be in among the 12 that's going to be selected to go do the thing in December. But I like him for the win today. Get him a good a good money win at the crib if they got to make it money. Over under on this joint is like 45 and a half. They 6.5
Hmm.
point fade. I'm gonna go with the Irish on that one. I ain't got no score, but I wrote the Irish. Covering everything. They win by score.
Hey, I'll say this too for Louisville. Louisville has produced some different style quarterbacks. You had Lamar,
Yeah.
then you had Teddy. Lamar was the athlete, Teddy was the more pocket passer. So what you have to remember with a team like Louisville is they adapt very well to their personnel, and they're gonna find like Louisville's gonna be the team in the ACC that's gonna know their identity when they make play for games like this. They know who they are, and they're gonna stick to to what they do best, and that's the thing there for Marcus Freeman. When he's looking for his quarterback and looking for the players on offense, I believe, and I say this all the time, that the coach needs to be the focal point of how he builds their team. And when I say that, people say, "What do you mean by that?" If the coach is smart, that means he needs smart football players. If the coach is a detail oriented guy, he needs detail oriented players. If the coach is aggressive, he needs players that are going to play aggressive. Because whatever identity you take on from your coach and that culture that is set is going to be the ultimate thing that puts the locker room into perspective and help propel your program. That goes for the NFL too. That goes for the NFL
Yeah.
110 times over. For all y'all people out there, and I'm not just saying this, I'm saying this because every time I turn around, it's something I'm finding more and more. The more I keep thinking about this Mike Tomlin guy, when we keep sitting up here talking about him, y'all can't stand him for some reason and out here, but I don't understand why. When that's the epitome of a head coach, he not out here looking for excuses. He out here looking for players who want to buy in and want to do what they supposed to do that fit his mold. He ain't running like he said on his little thing. He ain't running from coaching. He run to coaching. Those are the type of coaches that
Something
people should
about
want to play for.
mm-hmm. It's something that you mentioned about him when you was breaking down the style of player. And I thought about something that Cam Newton talked about on his show, that the story that he got from Jericho Cottrell about Mike Tomlin. He said Mike Tomlin would rather have dudes that you got to be like, whoa, than the dudes that you got to be like, sick, sick. Because the dudes that you got to be like, whoa, you got to, whoa, he'll kill him. That dog already in. But the dudes that you got to be like, sick of, you got to push them. You don't want them, they ain't no real killer. The dudes that you got to hold back, and pull their chain back on them so they won't attack, them the dudes that you want on your football team. But I think with Mike Tomlin, he kind of gives you a variety of everything that you named in a player. The dudes that's aggressive, the dudes that's detailed, the dudes that's high character guys. He represents all that in one coach. And that's why you see him have the level of success. He's never been under 500. And he's been coaching, 17, 18 years now in the NFL as a head coach. Super Bowl win, true, but his levels of success, he's never had a losing season, regardless of how tough the season was, how the hand was dealt, any of that. And those type of coaches really also would succeed at this level collegiately too, not just at the NFL. This is why Pete Carroll was able to do it when you gave Pete Carroll that full control when he was in Seattle versus what he had when he was in the 90s when he was with the Jets and the Patriots, when he was just the head coach. When you give him full control of his coaches, his personnel, and everything that he wants, you saw the success in college and in the league. The coaching is really what's turning out football, in my opinion, in general. College and pro right now. Because we look at it on the pro side, y'all probably gonna talk about this tomorrow morning. I might join y'all, but just the term you mentioned it a few times, the lack of development in the quarterback play, battering, and we're seeing it affect the play on Sunday. Live action, game film, whatever the case may be. I think there's also you seeing a lot of that going on in college football right now too. You saw it's affecting Dabo. Dabo kind of had to adjust. He won't get the portal to get the players that's better and available. He's sticking to his guns, but he also had to adjust his coaching staff too. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got the same kind of killers that he once was getting just organically for the most part. It's a full evolution of all this. And so now you have new coaches like Marcus Freeman, who had a program like Notre Dame. My guy that's at Michigan, who's also having that same struggle to find their identity on the offensive side of football. It's I won't even say it's a struggle. It's a part of the growth. Well, it's just something's gonna work out for some, better than it's gonna work out for others.
Here's the thing too, and I say this like this because again, man, I'm gonna triple down, quadruple down on the coaching part of it because we don't have the Charlie Weisses and the Jim Moores of the league anymore that brought in the quarterbacks and taught them the things that they got taught by. If you got taught by Jim Moore, if you got taught by you got taught by Charlie Weiss, if you got taught by guys like that, these are guys that were
North Turner was one of them.
North Turner. Ham, I'm gonna give you another name. Marty Schottenheimer was another one.
Marty Schottenheimer was another. Right.
We talking great teachers of the game. This is why the game is changing the way that it is. Bill was one of those guys on the defensive side of the ball. You got to understand, like, the teaching aspect of the game is still what it needs to be. We want to hit on players based on what they already are and not what they can be. And that's the difference in what we're talking about when we bring in players. The quarterback position is a position that evolves. It doesn't evolve though. The quarterback position is a business, okay? And now I'm going my bag a little bit when I say this. When I say it's a business changes every 5 to 10 years. So business evolves, adapts, and elaborates, expands, whatever you want to say. So if you want a good quarterback, you don't just get a good quarterback for 4 years and not have to adapt to the things that they do. Pat Mahomes is in the second stage of his quarterback development, and he's already been successful in his first stage. We haven't seen what happens when they start to struggle because they're already ahead of the curve. That's the reason why when people are struggling is because they're not ahead of the curve. Bill didn't get a championship from 04 to 14 not because he had to adapt, but because he had a couple of rough years with injuries, a couple of rough years with some things that didn't go their way. And that we talking about a 2017 and a 2011 team that were two totally separate teams that both went to the bowl and lost to the Giants in the same way.
The same
The
exact way.
One
same
possession
exact way.
games. One possession games. Right.
One possession games where a drop here or drop there cost
And a
them
crazy catch.
and a
Or a
crazy
big
catch.
catch. Right.
And a
Yeah. So
crazy
you got
catch.
Whether
the
it's
helmet catch
Tyree,
and you
whether it's
got Mario
Manningham.
Manningham. So
Right.
just look at that, and then look at the coach, and then look at how the players are now podcasting and talking about it. We were prepared for everything that they were doing. We talked about everything for this game. Then you start listening to the Tampa Bay players when Brady went there. Hey man, Brady was texting us everything that this dude did that I was matched up against. He would have a full scouting report for me before the game, and we would talk about it all week. Like his preparation is what made us win that Super Bowl in a COVID year with no OTAs. We're talking about coaching and things like that, and you talk about details. Those are the things that Marcus Freeman and those guys are struggling with because they don't have some of the offensive minds and some of the guys that once were. Charlie Weiss was a huge part of Notre Dame for some years. Remember, he was the head coach and
Right.
an offensive mind. The
Right.
Earnhardt Perkins system is Charlie Weiss. He was a part of it. The same
And I
one
like
that
how you
Brady and them
mentioned.
won.
I
Yep.
like how you tied in the attention to detail for game planning, especially in the COVID year. Then you go back on the college football side. Who won in the COVID year that year, Tanya?
We did.
Detailed motherfuckers.
Right.
But you see with Nick Saban being on the panel now, with Bill Belichick and Nick Saban not being a part of the football world, you see that
He the
they're
whole him.
different. They're different. They're just different. They're different human beings. They're different human beings.
Yep.
Somebody was like, "Oh, that was such a good play." Belichick was like, "That was regular." Because this is what he's looking at. This is what he's seen. This is what you're supposed to do. This is the fundamental of football. We don't have guys like that because everything is a great thing. A player makes a 3-yard throw, and we're like, "Oh my God, that was a pro throw." No, it wasn't. That was a regular throw, bro. It was supposed. That's the easiest read in the book. That's called a
Listen,
touchdown.
we were getting the business from USF a couple weeks ago when they named the field after Nick Saban. That man was on the sidelines, and in the second half, we blew them out. They wasn't playing with that man. That man wasn't playing with them. He said, "I might not be here, but I'm still here. Y'all not gonna embarrass me like this." Like,
Hey, but you know what? Nick is one of those dude. Look at dude who went to Ohio State, the safety. That
mhm.
safety said, "Hey, yo, I'm not mad at you, bro, because you gotta do you. But I'm gonna go over here because I know they got about 50 other dudes that are top name athletes, and I'm gonna go play with them because I think I can ride out with them and we can rock out and win a national championship."
That's what Jameson Williams did.
Uh, Jameson Williams. The sad part about this is Jameson Williams is one of the 2, 3 players in college football history that it didn't matter what school it didn't matter what school he went to. He would have been that dude at Ohio State had he stayed.
He
The
was gonna
problem is Ohio
star.
State,
He was gonna star
them,
wherever he went.
he
Mhm.
his and you know what's funny? This funny story is before we move on, his daddy said, "Don't go to Ohio State. Don't go to Ohio State." He said, Go play with Nick." His daddy
Mhm.
told him that. He said he just went where his heart went. And he said, soon as everything broke down in Columbus, who's the first person to call him? Nick said, "Hey, I think we got an opportunity for you to come here, do it." He said, "I was on the next thing smoking." And he didn't skip a beat. He went to
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa. He went to Tuscaloosa and went crazy on them people.
Mhm.
And I mean, again, we ain't talking about, Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are two totally different people. Two totally different people. And they show you every week when they give you the game and they show you what they look at, the keys and different things like that. When Nick Saban said, "It ain't about who you pay, it ain't about doing this and doing that. If you ain't paying the right people, it don't mean nothing." When he said that, everybody was like, "Oh, here we go." But was he wrong? Was he lying?
No. Was he? Where was the lie?
Mhm.
So now
I mean, he's won what 7 of those things, right?
you talk about a
Mhm.
dude.
I
You
would
talk
think
about a
he's pretty.
stretch,
If he's
right?
won 7 of them, if he's won 7 of them in less than a 20-year span, one would think that he's pretty much like a fucking authority about that. I would
I
think.
mean, at this point, he's a brand ambassador.
Like it was. I don't know how many people watched the post game after the SEC championship because I was drunk because I had went. But the way he broke down, he was like, okay, that first possession, Georgia did this, 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 and this. And he was like, okay, no. And so he said after that, he switched up everything. He moved people around. He was like, because that's not going to happen again. And it did. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he
You gotta,
did. But he saw that first position and was like, hell no.
but you see, like that's the other thing too. Like even something simple, right? And I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna get to the game because this game has so many implications. But the most important part is he did this in the middle of a game for the national championship. He switched Jalen Hurts and Tua in the middle of the game and ended up winning the game.
Won the game. He actually did that twice.
He did it twice. Yeah, he did it the next year in reverse.
Did the next year too, right?
Yep.
But he did it in reverse in the two. He did it in reverse 3 weeks before that in the SEC championship game. That
Right.
same year. We talk
That's what
about a
I'm saying. He
situation
actually
where
did it twice.
the man, listen. The feel for the game that you have to make certain decisions and be able to live by them, your gaff level's got to be somewhere. But not only that, your coaching acumen and how you feel for the feel for the game and what you need from your players and what your players need. Like y'all can't listen, man. Y'all can't understand. Y'all don't understand it, and I'm not expecting y'all to understand, but I do. And I'm here to tell you that that's real coaching. That's what a real coach does. A real coach does it. We talk. I said every week these coaches are terrible. When I see people's kids coming in my restaurant and they come in there talk about this, and I ask what position they play, and I ask them what's their favorite moves, and I ask certain things, and they can't tell me nothing. I'm like, I look at their parents and I just shake my head and walk away. And they say, well, why? Because your kid ain't being taught nothing. Bring them to the 22 camp, and we're gonna put them. We're gonna put them on the right regimen. I don't get it. I'm not understanding. Hey, listen, fathers out there. Look, I love fathers. We love y'all. We love y'all. Y'all matter. Y'all are important.
Very
Especially the
important.
black fathers. Y'all are important. Y'all matter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in this program, we endorse the black fathers. But let's make sure we say this. Hey, Dad, you are not a football coach. You are not a football coach. Come to Uncle True. We'll get you together. Uncle Vic over here, he gets you on a strength and condition plan.
He better get some
Uncle Mo,
That's
Uncle Mo gonna teach you how to speak. I'm gonna teach you how to speak in a different language and how to get from point A to point B in 0.3 seconds. I'm just saying, man, it's to that point now where we gotta stop. We gotta stop. But this coaching is atrocious, bro. It pisses me off every week when I see the product that we get in this league and even in college football. The reason why Oregon is struggling so bad is because they need they need somebody on that offensive side of the ball to help them spark some of the stuff that they were doing before. Because now it's athletes everywhere. The defense has caught up. So now you need the players. Bama, Georgia, main entree, steak, meat, potatoes. They even got the asparagus. Them folks even got the goddamn it. You got the Arnold Palmer. You got the Arnold Palmer with the ginger ale. They got the whole thing for you, and they got the little what you like peach cobbler, pound cake, whatever you got. That's the whole meal. 7 o'clock. Be ready. Make sure you got extra greasy food tonight. Let's
Seven
do it.
thirty. Kickoff is 7:30.
No, I'm telling them to be ready at 7 because they're gonna be. I don't want them to be late. Everybody in the nation better be tuned into this game. This should be one of the 3 best games we get this year, and the other 2 games is probably going to include them again and again. Yeah, I said it like that. Um, again, this is Kirby playing against his old school. This is Kirby, who I believe right now Kirby is probably the best coach of college football. Ironically, who did he play under? Okay, let's do this. Bama, you got the best player in the nation right now. Don't care what nobody say. Don't care. If you want to talk about the best players in the nation, the best player in the nation right now, JM. He is the best player in the nation right now. The throws, the accuracy of this kid right now is looking like it. This is looking like a number 1 overall pick. Pocket presence, awareness in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket when he needs to. You're going to play a formidable NFL style defense today. So I want to see them same keys and principles. Sacks are okay, son. Do not allow a sack to deter you. But know when to get down and know when to get out. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's okay to yield sometimes. I'm coaching you from Ohio. Don't worry. I got your back. I'm here to help.
Nick is there, so he already there. So he's on the pot.
What's the name? What's my receiver's name again, Tanya?
Oh, the 17-year-old kid. I
What's
keep
his
calling
name?
him 17-year-old because I be forgetting his name.
I want y'all to know something. Him and Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State.
It's Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State are 2 of the filthiest young men I have ever seen playing the receiver position at 17 and 18 years old. Their refined route running ability is what's going to be there, and that's going to translate to Sunday better than anything else. But their explosive natures, and explosive is the ability to be able to get from 0 to 60, gone in 60 seconds. Shout out Nicolas Cage.
I just watched that the other night.
That right there is what makes them special. Please just don't stop catching the ball. Secure the catch and secure the bag. That's what I want y'all to do. That is that in that order. In that order. In that order. Yes, I went Mama D on them. In that order. In that order. As far as Georgia goes, listen, man. Defensively, if there is anything in the world that we can count on, we say death, taxes, and Georgia's defense being good. They find the safeties that nobody seems to respect, and they make the world respect them. They find the defensive lineman. We didn't know. Some people might have known who Jalen Carter was, but they didn't know some of these other guys that's come out from Georgia and from the other past couple of years. I'm in love with the coaching of that program on both sides of the ball. Coaching is the key in this game. So Alabama's coach, your job is to not lose it. You got the best player in the world, Craig. The world. You need to make sure that you put him in positions to be successful. Ham, I'm going to let you jump in. I'm going to let Tanya say her piece because this is her team. I'm going to let Tanya go last because this is her team. She got the big old A in the background.
Your promo shit. I don't even need no promo. You tell motherfuckers to have their food ready, have their beverage on point, whatever they vice is for them, ready to roll. Game gonna be on ABC. If you ain't got ABC and you got to stream it, you put it on ESPN app. It'll be on ESPN. Talked about one side with the nasty defense and the defensive front that they've been producing out there. You talk about the other side having the best goddamn player in the country. Or as you said, the world. College football world, that is. Over under on this thing is 49.5. Georgia's the 1 point phase on the road. We get a classic. I don't want to see a blowout. I think we need a classic. I don't care who wins, but if I don't pick Bama, Tanya might poke me in the eye or something like she Mo Howard from Three Stooges, and I don't feel like getting poked in the eye or no type of assault. So I'm gonna go with Bama 28-27.
Ooh, that's a. Ooh, you giving 1.2? Oh man, that's a. He gotta put the pressure on.
It's 50 point around on the other side, you know.
Hey, look, and that's why my parlay didn't hit.
Coming
Oh,
soon, we got more colors. I'm gonna get a hoodie. I might have some star hats too.
Tanya.
Hi guys. I First of all, I just want to say, as soon as this show is over, I'm on the first day smoking the Tuscaloosa. Um, but I really, honestly, our games are so interesting. I honestly don't have a whole lot to say. I'm excited. I'm ready for the game. I'm not. A lot of people feel like we should be scared to play Georgia. I'm not scared to play Georgia. I'm not concerned. I'm not stressed. I'm more stressed about playing the Colts tomorrow than I am about playing Georgia today. Um,
There's so much to talk about with that tomorrow too. Tomorrow, don't you forget, views from the 22 live on the scene.
but no, for real, I as the only team that has beat Georgia in the last 4 years, I'm not really concerned. Um, but give me Alabama 30-27.
All right, Carson Beck. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Here's my problem with Carson. We don't trust our eyes. We don't step up in the pocket. And most importantly, you got a lot of Aflac in you. We ain't talk about the trivia questions and everything like that. I need you to step into your throws, point your toe, all that good stuff. Kirby, get it together, Kirby. Because you're pissing me off, Kirby. Making me look bad for calling you the best head coach out here, man. Now,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. If you want to talk about what to look for, the trenches, we're gonna have some fun in the trenches tonight. It should be a dog fight in that trenches tonight. I'm looking forward.
I got it 1 point.
I'm looking forward to the trenches tonight. I'm going Alabama. I'm going Alabama in an overtime game. Give me 3 up too. Give me 3 up. Where they got to get to the 2-point
I'm
conversion.
sleepy. I don't have time to be doing no 3 or 4.
Nah, well, this ain't about you. This is about the world. We need 3 overtimes because we need to be making a 2-point conversion. That's the difference in the game. Because I need Alabama to win by 2. So give me Alabama 43-41. I want it emotional. I want the emotions.
You gotta make sure I don't get back home till
I need that
2:00.
daytime. Hey, Ham, I need that daytime soap opera. That guiding light.
Not that all my children.
The bold and the beautiful.
That man need that old General Hospital.
I was just gonna say General Hospital.
General Hospital. Oh, poor Charles. Just.
Listen.
He needs that Victor Newman, Jack Abbott type energy.
Yes, Victor Newman. Yes. Give me Victor Newman. Victor.
I don't know what like to live
That's
is my
what
favorite.
it is, though. When you really think about it, Alabama's Victor Newman, Georgia's Jack Abbott. So right now, I ain't can relate. You watch Young and the Rest.
Doom, 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 doom.
I
Yeah.
just knew Jack Evans because he was the rival of one of the greatest players of all time. Don't know that
Hmm.
dude. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I feel like what I will say about this game is there are two things that absolutely cannot happen or it's gonna be a disaster. Georgia, y'all can't start slow like y'all started slow with Kentucky, like y'all started slow with whoever else y'all played. Y'all can't do that here. That's not gonna end well. Alabama, y'all cannot have fucking we played Texas last year, we had 19 penalties. We had three possessions, but we drove them down the field alone on penalties. We can't do that. Okay. So those for me, those two things cannot happen, or else it'll be a disaster either way.
Final thoughts.
We
Who
gotta
want final
ask her
thoughts
who
first?
she picked. We already know. Other than that, I mean, you set the tone for it. But you like, yo, we don't get these type of matchups in September, like the end of September, any part of September. Not like this, not out. And it's the backdrop for it, man. I'm glad they put it in prime time. I'm glad it's not a 2:30,
Mm-hmm.
2:30 Eastern. Put it in prime time. You know what I'm saying? Because we all remember for about like a decade straight, Alabama and LSU was always in prime time. CBS always saved that one. That was the one prime time game that they were gonna make when SEC was still doing
Mm-hmm.
CBS. So I don't know what the situation is with that as far as television wise with ESPN and ABC, but they picked the right one. For this one.
Mm-hmm. I'm
It's
a
go
also
time, man.
say it. Both teams have a somewhat. I'm not gonna say a difficult schedule, but both teams have a real test because this is our first test. Georgia also has to play Texas. They have to play Tennessee. They have to play Ole Miss. So it's like they got to get through those too. And then for us, we got LSU, but I don't be caring about LSU. Um, we got Tennessee, we got Oklahoma, and of course we got Auburn, but we don't care about Auburn either because we play at home. But it's a lot of other teams that score a lot of points that we both have to play. So it's gonna be real interesting before and after this game.
That being said, my final thoughts are please, please, please enjoy big matchups that occur in September. This is part of the reason why the 12-team format was put in place. Now we can get bigger games and bigger parts of the season. So every calendar matters. Every calendar month matters.
I also like the 2 bye weeks. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, NFL. Take notes.
Please,
That being said,
immediately.
that being said, that's the historian. That's the first lady. True Man False World. This is 22.